Oh, yeah. That brings us to the ABC Grand Finals between Swiftly and Ethmah. This is Bautnemo. I'm here with Plexa,
Hello.
and we're excited to be here.
Very excited. So yeah, African Broadbill Challenge has been a two-stage tournament, one round of a best of fives in a small groups into a 32-man open bracket. Pretty long tournament. It's taken a while to get here, but we got here nonetheless. This is going to be, I believe it's a best of three. If not, we're out of commentators, which will be a bit of a problem. I wish it could go 5 games, so I've been really looking forward to this one actually. This hopefully will be a really fun game. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mute Ethmah and Swiftly now. You guys can send away and get started. We'll deal with all the stuff on our end, and all the best to both of you, and good luck.
Good luck to both players, indeed.
Alrighty. We will let them get the game underway. This is pretty special, actually. I didn't want to say this while Swiftly was listening, as not to curse him, but he did just win the Zigzag Hair and Dash, which was the previous tournament. So he's going for the double. That's kind of fun.
Oh wow, it's probably been a really hot minute since. Has that ever even happened before? A double?
I mean, it's probably happened at some point, but it hasn't happened in a while, that's for sure. And we get our first starting hand of the grand final. And I see one bird, at least, that looks pretty nice. And there's some good stuff going on in that hand. But very hard to overlook that Grackle. That looks like a pretty nice way to start this match.
Yeah. Grackle's just got to be almost on the just top tier bird to start with. I don't know if you could ask for anything better.
Well, there is a California quail in the tray, so I mean, I have a feeling eggs will not be a problem for Ethmah in this game.
Yeah, and the problem with a Grackle or a quail on its own is you do run out of eggs pretty quickly in the mid to late game. But with both of them, you're pretty set.
Yeah, for sure. Question is, how are you going to distribute things here? I imagine you've got to dive in and grab that quail right away. But then what? Quail food, Grackle draw, throw something, play the quail later. Few kind of order options to be figured out on Ethmah's side. And meanwhile, Swiftly has nothing really amazing, I'd say, on their side. Probably the only thing I'm looking at here that I'd even dream of keeping is the Hawfinch, but then I'm very worried about getting any kind of like wetlands access. It might just have to be the loon. Looking at the Clark's Nutcracker, trying to build a little bit of a forest engine, or trying to have the flexibility to score some points in the forest. Don't hate that.
Yeah, I think between the two of them, between the Hawfinch and the Nutcracker, the Hawfinch is probably a little better in the early part of the game. But what's really tough here is missing a good water bird to find something maybe even better than the Clark's Nutcracker or the Hawfinch. So
for sure, that's kind of always the trade-off you have to make. Do you want a bird that's going to be more reliable at getting you a resource now, or something that can get you some points later on? But it is a pretty rough start for old Swiftly here, so they will indeed not be able to get the quail. We don't reveal anything super amazing in the magpie. You gotta wonder if Swiftly's just gonna go pick up the loon.
Apparently not. Just gonna
dive straight in.
Yeah, going for the Clark's Nutcracker. Oh, Clark's Nutcracker and Omnivore. That makes more sense than the Hawfinch.
Yeah, having the Omni definitely helps a lot. For 2 points, I mean, even more reason to be grabbing that loon, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that does justify the loon. And also, they can grab some nectars from the tray and grab more cards as well. Probably something off the top.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm in Swiftly's position, I'm thinking, I need food, and I gotta gamble on resetting the tray a bunch to find something better to play, solve our egg problem. Because they don't know that Ethmah's got the Grackle, and It's exactly the kind of bird that Swiftly would like, hitting Omni and, getting alternated eggs. Alright, so taking food, probably take the seed early on. Much better to take resources, generally speaking.
Yes, yeah, that one seed can lead to a whole slew of tempo advantage later on, so that's usually what I do as well.
There is a small decision that Ethmah's going to have to make. Do you do Grackle to the forest or Grackle to the wetlands? And I feel like in the absence of any significant card draw, probably need to plop that in the wetlands.
Yeah, I agree. As nice it is, oh, okay. As nice as it would have been to have it up in the top, I'd really only do that if you have like a Savi's Warbler or a Ruddy Duck or something like that.
Yeah, some way of generating some excess cards that you can then tuck away. And as expected, Swiftly's picked up the Loon and probably is going to play that immediately. And then we'll see what can be found. What will be interesting is if Swiftly uses the Loon power. Basically, we'll give everyone a card. I would be surprised if they used it, but their situation is pretty dire, and I wonder if they value seeing that extra card just to, on the off chance they find something good. It's always a difficult decision to make when you've got these co-op powers. Like, am I actually going to get more benefit than my opponent when I use them?
Yeah, and to be fair, Swiftly does have slightly better food access with the Nutcracker there. And that's it's very narrow right now, a very narrow advantage, but it is still an advantage. Oh boy.
That's a top deck for the ages.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's a oof. That's a very strong start.
The only problem with Ethmah at the moment is that they don't have really fantastic food access. They are still only generating 2 food at a time. They don't have great search power, but they definitely have the better board at the moment. Looks like Swiftly's going to go pick up this double quail, which works quite nicely with their Nutcracker. Can solve their egg problem that way. Trumpeter Swan, mixed thoughts. I think that's exactly the bird you want to find when you've got Omni, but it's also not the bird you want to find right now because you want to find something to get your game going, and the Swan is not doing that. But it will probably, hopefully, get played towards the end of the game and score a ton of points. It looks like Swiftly is deciding against using the co-op power. Probably a smart choice, decision. But a very tough choice, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'd risk it. Like, you want to find good brown powers to get your game going. And you did find 2 great birds. Just, yeah, like you said, great for the late game, especially on that Swan. But
yeah, but like giving away that card's going to be a point. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's true. No, you're good. You're good. Still a serious food access is a big problem here. Kind of in the same way, Ethmah's finding great birds, but is going to have a really tough time playing them with the bird feeder looking the way it does and their food access being at just 2 food.
Yeah, I mean they'll get everything down eventually, but one of the drawbacks with the Grackle is that you are only seeing 1 card at a time. So even when you get the Galar down or the Rufusal, whatever they decide to choose here, they're basically having to toss the Goldfinch or the Mannequin to get that extra food to get going, which is a little bit awkward. Looks like Swiftly's still drawing, and this time did elect to use the Loon's power, getting a little bit desperate to find good stuff to play. Canvas back, another Omnibird.
It's true, but you're not going to want to play it at least until Ethmah plays another Wetlands bird.
So. Yeah. It's not the brown power you wanted to see right now. And Killdeer, I mean, can we turn up any more cards that are amazing? I mean, are we going to get Raven in the next top deck?
Well, almost tempting to you could do a pretty good egg build if you didn't already had 2 cards giving you eggs outside of the grasslands.
And the oh wow, okay,
Oh,
that is a full send grasslands if I've ever seen it. That's probably
I think you
you even.
tucked Killdeer.
Well, I think you tuck the
I mean,
mannequin, slam the Killdeer, put the Junko in the grasslands, get your seeds, play the Galar in the grasslands, and just score 20 million points. You've got everything you could
true.
possibly ask
You're
for.
totally
Like
right.
that's I Killdeer and Junko back to back are pretty crazy. The only thing that Ethmah is missing now is a way to access Nectar, but with Killdeer, you're probably gonna find something.
Yes. My only concern, and that's a great setup of what you just described. But we're now at the start of round 2, and it's going to take at least 2 turns of gaining food and 2 turns of playing those 2 birds down into your grasslands before you can get going. I guess you could do 1 turn of gaining food, as long as the food's what you need, and then Junko, and then Killdeer, and yada yada. But it is late. A Killdeer is best in round 1, as we've seen from tournaments and testing out. It's just not as good when it's played in round 2. So
yeah,
it's still
I
great.
agree.
Just
I agree. It's a bit late. In this particular board state, I still think it's the way to go. Our opponent's not really showing us any like urgency or like some killer engine that they happen to be sitting on. So I do think we've got the time to get the Killdeer down, especially since we'll be getting it down probably turn 3 of round 2. I think you do Junko first, then use the seed to get the Killdeer. And I think that order is going to work better when they run their engine a bunch as well. That's probably what I would be doing in this situation. And I think you're probably going to be okay. And the fact that you can convert those excess cards into points immediately, pretty valuable. We didn't even talk about the end of round, and Ethmah's kind of win that by default because of the Grackle. So, well done.
Yeah, Grackle. Grackle's nice. Loon has only 1 spot, so wasn't really worth competing there. And the Stubble Quail gives you so much tempo just by playing it, never needing to lay eggs for the foreseeable future.
Ooh.
And the Black Verge shows up.
And Goldcrest. I don't know about you, but I love Goldcrest. I think if you can get a good Goldcrest game going, you're going to have a good time. And I think we've got enough junk in hand that and the eggs from the quail, I think you can make a pretty fun board with Goldcrest. Yes, Goldcrest, bring it on. Let's go.
Here's my only thing is, oh yeah, no, I take that back. I think that's fantastic. I was just mixing up my players here. I do love the Goldcrest.
Yeah, Goldcrest Killdeer is always fun, but I mean, Ethmah doesn't really need it. And now the Robin shows up. Wow. Okay, all the good stuff was hiding in round 2.
Yeah, both players are pretty slow start, but slow start, getting engines going and things going, but
yeah, this could be a mutually high-scoring game. I mean, Swiftly's going to get access to the Robin, and maybe even the Titmouse if they want to go that way. I do like the Titmouse, a pretty reliable point scorer, decent point value. You can build a pretty phenomenal forest with that. And you've got Goldcrest to kind of accelerate everything. This is interesting. Maybe now your point earlier about the Killdeer being a bit slow to get into the game might end up mattering if we can leverage that Goldcrest to just spam out a million birds in our forest. This is going to be fun.
they're not for the Robin, it seems.
I think there's a good comment in chat about the Goldfinch. Like, will we see that European Goldfinch go down? And I suspect we won't. I think it's such an awkward bird to get down with the amount of food access that we have. And while it's nice to have the +1 every time they tuck, it will slow down all of the other things that we want to be doing with, Galar, Killdeer, all that kind of fun stuff. So think the cost is just too awkward, and by the time we can sustain it, it'll be mid round 3 probably. And do you really want to be playing a pink power like that so late? But maybe they're thinking about it. Maybe they're thinking about it.
I mean, it is essentially a point bomb. Like, it's 6 points. If you get one activation, it's 7. Like, if you're, it can have its niche, but if your opponent's not actively tucking, I think you're right. It might just be kind of too burdensome to play.
Ooh, and I see Swiftly also picked up the Hummingbird, which A is great for them because another Omnibird. But that's also the kind of bird that Ethmah really wanted, because that would give them that nectar access from the grasslands. So, this game got very exciting. Very exciting in the last couple turns.
Well, that's why that's a grand final. Both players worked hard to be here. And it's crazy how many cards each player is really sitting on. We're halfway through round 2. There's only 3 birds down for both players. And they've just loaded up, kind of trying to figure out how are they going to build this engine. Super interesting.
Yeah, and I see Ethmah's going back in for some more food. So maybe they will be playing that Goldfinch in the anticipation. No, never mind. Checking the board. Has the robin gone down? Not yet. Really umming and ahhing about this decision to play the Goldfinch or not.
Back to food. Interesting.
Yeah, looks like they will. Very interesting. Wonder if they put that in. I mean, if they're gonna build a grasslands engine, I feel like you have to put it on the grasslands just so you can build that out. I feel like grasslands engines really struggle if you can't be hitting column 4 and column 5 by the end of round 2. Like, you're just not generating enough eggs usually.
I agree. And they have so many eggs, maybe they're just stocking up on food so they can play 3 or 4, 2 or 3 birds all at once.
Yeah, possibly. Maybe they'll slam the Gullah.
They could be doing Killdeer Gullah. That's gotta be it, right? Because they're set up for it, yeah.
Maybe they're waiting on Swiftly here. Maybe they're waiting to see if that robin comes down, because they know they have it. So we'll see what happens. Now here comes the power of the Goldcrest, where we can just take food, play birds in one habitat, which is a really strong power. Really able to make the best use of these terrible birds and score lots of points.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy because the Goldcrest is really one of just a few cards that essentially give you a free turn. Really.
But
we have the classic teal play another bird powers, and there's a few others, but Goldcrest, like, for a pretty small cost of discarding a card, you can essentially get a free turn of playing a bird. And it makes a weak bird or a low point bird like the robin kind of more worth playing in this stage. Kind of mid-game.
I mean, the archetype is basically do 2 things in one habitat, which, like, like a Franklin Skull or a Killdeer is already allowing us to do, right? Like, sacrifice an egg, get a free turn of drawing cards, basically. But the power balance of playing birds is so much higher than just drawing, right? So it really makes for a very interesting dynamic. The only limitation is the number of slots, and we're only going to get to use the Goldcrest 3 times. But the power of it is going to be on full display as Swiftly's going to have a fully running forest engine in no time flat, and then maybe this robin can find us a cassowary or one of the predator birds that can eat the Goldcrest and score a couple more points that way. Very... I love Goldcrest games. They're always fun. And it looks like the Goldfinch has come down, so the food was for the Goldfinch in anticipation of this robin.
I just find that so fascinating because you'll get a couple tucks from it, but if you spammed, like, just start spamming your grasslands with that Gala, you're getting 2 points. Your opponent already has crazy food access. The seed's not really going to matter. I really feel like that's an interesting move to take the pink power over, just building out your engine. Super interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I might have put that in the grasslands. I mean, it's not what you want there, but you are building that out a little bit more. Maybe just going to be content. Maybe take some food here, play the Galar, and be set up for round 3. I mean, Junko Kildare Galar is pretty great. Maybe you play Swainson's Hawk instead because you're convinced you're going to get the seeds from the Junko at some point. It's still going to be a very scary engine. It's just how soon can we get that online and scoring reliable points for us?
Yeah. Well, it's crazy. We're going to pretty much go through round 1 and round 2. We have a Junko and a Killdeer in the grasslands. And Ethmah hasn't taken the lay eggs action a single time.
That's true. That's kind of the discussion we were having around this Goldfinch. Like, is that too much time to be spent getting down a bird because of the poor food access? The bright side of this now is that we do have access to the throw card to gain a food option. So the food problems that we did have somewhat melted away, and we can,
That's true.
you know, just like I said, we could take food now and play the Galar or the Swainson's Hawk, whatever we feel like playing. So that is really nice to have that second column of the forest, especially when we have a surplus of cards. Ethmah is doing something really funny with the Galar. Is that a sign? The heron is zooming off the top of the screen. Alright, let's see what Swiftly's going to do with this Robin Goldcrest. So we're going to tuck the Nighthawk, fair enough. Definitely the...
Yeah, I'm curious what bird to play here.
I would take the titmouse here.
Woodpecker.
Oh, Woodpecker is fine as well. I might have taken the titmouse for the more reliability of scoring points, and the woodpecker, the acorn woodpecker, kind of not synergizing really well with the nutcracker. But
yeah, that's a really good point. But I wonder how close are we on this end of round on food costs?
Yeah, I was going to say woodpecker is an extra
7,
food
8.
for the end of round, so
Versus,
could be really tight.
So I'm only counting 8 for Swiftly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, depending on what Swiftly does, we have a heron dancing across the screen right now. Oh, geez. This is too silly.
Alright, so it is going to be the woodpecker. Fair enough. Respectable. That will be the last... Oh, it won't be the last we play necessarily. Oh, it will be the last word we play this round. Unless we want to play the hummingbird somewhere. We are limited by egg capacity.
Yeah. But I wonder if you start caching here.
Swiftly's been caching the last couple, but they did take this one. I wonder if they're thinking about the blackbird as a way to get 4 eggs on their next egg action, because they have no other way of getting eggs at the moment. So I wonder if that's why they kept it. We'll have to wait and see.
I also like that buzzard. It's not as good as the kite.
Yeah.
But a kite would be a fantastic for the Goldcrest here.
Exactly. I mean, the buzzard does the job, right? And
yeah, buzzard does the job. The kite would be just a cherry on top. But it might be worth grabbing that, because that's a guaranteed play with your Goldcrest, and then you need to get cards anyway to keep going here. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's not that big a deal. But
yeah, we kind of have a free turn here. We have a choice to make between hummingbird, blackbird, and the geez, I'm forgetting the name of the other bird. It's canvasback. Gonna play the hummingbird. Okay, get a little bit of extra food. Fair enough.
Okay.
6.1 food bird. Not gonna complain. Now we've got plenty of omnibirds in hand, so that's really nice. Yeah. And Swainson's Hawk comes down because we didn't have the right food, so that's unfortunate. But Swainson's Hawk is still a mighty fine bird to have in the grasslands.
Yeah,
and
we're
it's
gonna
good enough.
Classic OG.
Yeah, good enough to steal the end of round as well, so that's nice.
Yeah. Okay, well here's the key thing is getting 3 food to throw down that Galah. So we are getting our good classic grasslands engine. Well, not classic. It's classic now. It won't be after the Galah's down. But we are getting the food that we need here for that Gala to go down. Whatever
and
you call it.
We still haven't had a single activation of the grasslands since the Junko and Killdeer have come down, which is crazy.
That's pretty impressive to make a grasslands engine pretty much maxed out without ever taking the lay eggs action. That's like
I mean, it's going to be scoring mega points. It's what, 4, 6, 7 or 8 points every time we hit it before we find one more bird to play. Like, it's not bad.
I think you start caching these. You got so much food, especially with the hummingbird. I wouldn't even activate the hummingbird. I wouldn't want to give away food to grasslands anymore.
I think that's just there to fill the slot, personally. Like, 6.1 food cost bird is pretty efficient as far as things go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel it.
But yeah, giving away nectar or anything to my opponent who is admittedly a little bit food poor, bit spooky.
I think you just draw off the top here. Oh, downy woodpecker?
Interesting.
Maybe it's a deny?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, that one's a bit... Very curious was what they're thinking there. Maybe it's because we know that Ethmah's sitting on the Galah, so the downy woodpecker looks like such a strange option to us, but maybe it could have been a... You know, they had the food to play that plus a 3-pointer in the forest and have a very productive forest going, but...
Yeah. Man, so I think we're about to get our first grasslands activation.
Surely.
I think we've... For sure, you pick up the naughty. I mean, that's a 9-point bird. Why are no one's picking up the naughty? I don't understand what's going on here.
And the problem is it is only a 9-point bird. It doesn't really do anything else for us. That is a much better find. That is a fantastic find. That is a less fantastic find. But yeah, that roseate spoonbill, that's what you want to find.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's really fantastic.
Yeah. I do feel like as the game's kind of evolved and more expansions have come out, that the 8 and 9 point bombs aren't as intrinsically appealing as some of the other options. Like, there's so many bonus cards that are, you know, in theory worth more. Not to say that the 9 or 8s are bad, like they're obviously pretty good, but they don't carry the same weight that they used to as in the baseboard, you know?
I think that's really a fascinating take. Because I think about something like the prairie chicken. Classic bonus card bird, 5 points, 3 food. And if you get a 4-point bonus card from the prairie chicken, you're happy. That's pretty much the same as like a 9-point bomb.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Like I said, they're not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but imagine a wild turkey that doesn't have any synergy going on. Like, 8.3 cost, does nothing. Feel a bit bad. So, still good. Never unhappy to have a 9-pointer. But, for instance, the swan here is a far more appealing bird than the noddy because of the Omni, so... They are deciding to give away the nectar. That's interesting.
I just think that's really interesting. Because that nectar is going to go a long way for Ethmah.
I wonder if that's just tempo play. Kookaburra to finish it off, fair enough. I mean, it fills the slot. I don't think that's the perfect bird to be playing, but late round 3, you just want to play something. And forget your grasslands fully online. And it definitely fills a nifty niche. It is a nifty little bird as well. I mean, it's going to get you a bunch of passive food, which will help us play maybe 1 or 2 more birds before the end of the game. I wonder if that hummingbird nectar was simply just, now I can play 2 birds in the wetlands, I can play my spoonbill, I can play the swan, and I don't have to dive back into my forest to do anything.
That is a really good point.
But do they have the right... I don't think they've got the right food for... Oh, they do have the right food. What am I saying?
Yeah,
but they're going to go with the noddy. Okay, interesting.
They're probably looking for 1 activation from it.
You think they'll dive back into the wetlands one more time? It's always the struggle in these games, right? Like, you're late round 3, start of round 4. Like, do you take that last draw action to find something? It's a tough one. A very, very tough decision to make. Especially since we have the robin, and if anything did come up, we might better yoink it from the tray. It's always a tough call, though. But maybe the plan is just to play everything.
No, you've got a good point there. With the Robin, I don't know if you do need to take a draw cards action again. You're totally right.
The good thing about the Scalar, though, for Swiftly, is that it is going to pay for the Swan by the end of the game.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Ethmah's just
does that mean
running the
Swan?
engine.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing really better to do. You've got to pay off your investment at some point.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can't just build a Grasslands engine forever without actually activating it.
Exactly. I think the only problem I have now with Ethmah's board is the platform builder. Like, we have no realistic way of being able to complete that.
That's fascinating.
Which is
You're
unfortunate.
right.
So, we also have, 18 eggs to lay, and only... We might just have enough space to
I
just
think with
egg out
the
from
killdeer,
here.
you'll have enough. Yeah, because you're only getting 3 eggs. So 3 eggs, a food, maybe a tuck, 2 tucks. What is this, like a 6-point engine?
7 or 8, yeah. No, 6, yeah. 6 or 7,
Yeah,
depending on the hook. Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, so
really interesting.
we're definitely fine with the Rye build down. Definitely fine. We can probably skip a couple kill directions.
Yeah.
I think I know why Swiftly yoinked the double play bird, just to avoid having the end of round stolen. Yeah.
Yeah, I did kind of notice that right before
Yeah.
you said it, and I think you're totally right about that.
Of course, with us seeing everything, we're like, aha, we know that's not going to happen because we got this incredible grasslands that we're about to put down. So, you know, that's the folly of knowing everything. Giving out more free
I might have
food.
just missed this. Yeah, is this another? I guess.
I think this is completely fine.
Yeah. Yeah, you might be right. I don't know. It's going to be hard to find a bird that's worth playing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Ethmah's not really short of food at this point. They're short of nectar, and at the end of round 3, you obviously cannot keep the nectar through to round 4. So, we're giving them a food that's not going to affect the nectar race, that they're probably going to get anyway from the Kookaburra or the Junko. Very unlikely to change the course of the game. Looks like Swiftly is thinking about drawing one more time.
I wouldn't draw. I would just pick up the Hermit Thrush with the Robin.
Yeah, they do.
Because then you're going to have...
Yeah, we do have to keep...
So interesting.
I'm wondering if they're overthinking this Gold Crest and trying to Gold Crest the Thrush and worrying about playing a third bird or something like that.
Yeah.
Because that is the problem with the Gold Crest. It is you are losing a card, and if we did pick up the Thrush then play it, we have no more birds to play. Basically, we can play the Spoonbill, and then what? We have to draw cards anyway.
That's a good point. So I think the Woodpecker might make it worth it to pick up the Savannah Sparrow. Lots of wheats, lots of wheats and nectars. That's a pretty ideal setup to take the draw card, the gain food action for Swiftly.
Ooh. The House Sparrow just came up. It was Swainson's Hawk Hunt. That is exactly the kind of bird that Swiftly would like at this moment in time with all the free seeds running around this game. Unfortunate.
Pretty curious. I mean, I'm not sure who's really in the lead here. This has been kind of a back and forth game, and a very late but powerful egg engine is just cranking away right now.
Yeah, I wonder if it's all going to come down to this Roseate Spoonbill. Like, what is the bonus card that we're going to find? I'd be really trying to get that down now, and using that to determine what else I should be playing. But I have to keep in mind that we can always use the Skull Crest to get some extra points, so... very interesting, very interesting. Tough decisions on Swiftly's side.
I think... Let's see. You've got to lay eggs. They're out of eggs. So they can play a bird with the gold crest, and then they can lay eggs, and then maybe play a bird.
Yeah, I wonder if they do Gold Crest, play the Hermit Thrush, play the Woodpecker, take eggs, and then play the Spoonbill. I wonder if they can do that.
So what's their food situation? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe 8. You know, it's interesting. They tossed a food. They tossed a card to get an extra food, but they're not actually going to get an extra food. Because now their Woodpecker is doubled up.
Yeah, it's that anti-synergy between the two birds.
Okay.
It's like when you have the galah to the right of one of these woodpeckers. It's really frustrating because your opponent yoinks the seed out of the feeder and then you can't pick it up. Very fun.
Yeah, there's kind of there's a lot of anti-synergy with these two woodpeckers, Nutcracker Woodpecker here and the galah. Super interesting.
It's like it will be this thrush.
I think they're wondering about nectar because
absolutely,
we need nectar in the middle, and that's a 6-point swing to put whatever bird in the nectar. I don't know if this thrush is worth playing. Maybe it is. It's 5 points.
Yeah, I agree. This is a tough decision.
But we need that nectar. We need those 2 nectars to be for the grasslands to round out that whole.
Yeah, and then the woodpecker becomes a what? 11-point play 12? If it swings the nectar.
Yeah, 11, 12 points totally.
Yeah.
I think 11 if you count the egg that it costs. So. Yeah, I think they just realized that Hermit Thrush isn't worth playing. Oh, maybe it is. Wait. Can they pay for it without nectars?
They probably...
He's freaking me out. I can't tell. This is a whole new game. I don't know. What game are we playing? Oh, gosh. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. You know what they do?
What?
Oh, it depends on what this bird feeder does. They lay eggs first. Get one more nectar
get the food,
from the hummingbird. And then that'll give them the 2 nectars they need to pass.
I mean, even just tying is still pretty good. I mean, it's not 11 points. It's then just 8 points, I think. And that the feeder has not nectar. Cooperated. The raven shows up.
Gosh.
I am kind of surprised that they... Oh, no, that's fine. I was going to say I was surprised that they used the killdeer there, but I think now is the point where you turn off the killdeer and just score as many points as you can.
Yeah, I think you're right. But what if they... Let's see. Let me look at Ethmah's board real quick, because it looks like they don't have anything worth playing here. They're just going to lay eggs again.
Yeah,
I think they should have waited one more turn to see if a nectar shows up.
I mean, swiftly. Oh, I mean, here we go. We have some nectar showing up. Because we can't control that bird feeder, because the kookaburra is going to keep resetting it, so...
but now would be the turn to lay eggs, grab the nectar, and then play the woodpecker. I would have actually, I think, given 2 more points to Swiftly.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just what would we be able to do in that time, though? We got to get the Spoonbill down as well. We are just kind of running out of time to get everything down.
Right. Well, it would just be laying eggs as normal. You would just lay eggs last turn instead of this turn.
Yeah, but last turn we don't get the nectar because the bird feeder is wrong. So everything's just a little bit awkward.
Gosh. No. You're right. I was
Yeah.
thinking about it backwards. You're totally right.
It's very awkward. But oh, and obviously we rolled the 2 fruit nectars instead of the seed nectar, so we can't even get the woodpecker cache. I wonder if leaving the seed behind... Oh, actually, it doesn't really matter. We can turn the seed into a point anyway. It doesn't make any big difference.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Lots of technical decisions going on here.
4 birds down that say gain a seed from the bird feeder. That's pretty rare. I feel like all of these birds except for the gala are like kind of niche birds that don't get down very often.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that the 3 most niche are all down on Swiftly's board. Oh, and the sand of rim. Those cavity nests. There's a lot of those.
Well, with only 2 rounds left, who do you think's going to take this? I think it's going to be really close.
I think it's going to be close. I'm kind of leaning towards Swiftly a little bit. I think they were an underdog to get started, but I think the Goldcrest turned their game around, and they've just got a lot of bird points down. They've got a few caches. I don't know. That it's going to be tough to. There's all these eggs. There's all these tucks, but Ethmah's bird points are going to be really bad, and bonus card points is going to be bad, and they're losing a pretty bad nectar race. And the end of round looks like it's going to get tied up after this as well. So, I don't know.
I also think Swiftly is probably nudging ahead here. I do think it's going to be really close, but a 10-point Omni versus a 3-point Behaviorist. It's and I think with the Spoonbill to come, and I think there's pretty good odds of finding something nice with the Spoonbill. So
well, the more birds you have down, the better.
Better odds, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting that Robin only got 2 tucks. Oh, go ahead. Oh,
yeah, wait, I mean, sometimes it's all you need. You know, just pick up a couple birds and help move the game along a little bit.
So crazy. This hummingbird activation's been awesome. I don't think I would have had the foresight to understand that the hummingbird activation was okay. But it hasn't really affected Ethmah at all. Like, they can't use the food.
Yeah. They are going to get... I don't know about this.
For platform?
This must be an end of round play. Because it's being birds with cavity nest as opposed to cavity nest, eggs and cavity nest. They must be anxious that Swiftly is going to steal it, but we know they're going to play a bird. They're going to have 3 down, so yeah, the Storm Petrel must be just here to tie the end of round. I don't know if that's mathematically the right choice. I haven't calculated it, but I trust Ethmah's math. Did we just not take a bonus card?
Did I miss that? I don't think that's possible.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can always decline a benefit. Looks like it was a 0-0 situation.
Oh, was it 0? Oh. Take the food.
Yeah, the tiebreaker. You gotta have the food tiebreaker. Although we're not gonna win the food tiebreaker.
It might come down to that. Wait, so that spoon... I didn't even see the...
Zoologist and Falconer, thank you. Thank you, Kitty.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Let's see. We've got the scores ticking up on Ethmah's screen. And as predicted, Swiftly jumps out to a pretty nice early lead. But it's all going to come down to these eggs and tucks.
Eggs and tucks. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's close.
Ooh, that is a lot of tucks. I think that might be enough. And it is... Ethmah takes game 1. It did come down to that Spoonbill bonus card.
That poor Spoonbill. Yeah.
That's the
Wow,
one thing about
excellent play
engines,
from both
though.
players.
The consistency of point scoring is always nice. Whereas the bonus cards, some days they love you, and the next day they betray you. But that
Yeah.
was a really
I mean,
really fun game one.
oh, excellent play from both players. Really fun. Um, we had our slow start with actually starting, and then we had a slow start with both players actually getting stuff going. So not a huge score from either side, but both players did great with what they had.
Yeah. And lots
So
of difficult decision making there at the end, and with such a close game, all of those decisions matter, and that's why these guys are in the final. Really good stuff.
yeah. Well played to both players. I'm out for game 2.
I appreciate
So
it. Thank you for commentating game
take
one.
care.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you for the podcast. For those of you who are around before
Yes.
stream started.
New episode coming out, maybe never. So
And
All right. Can you hear
welcome.
me? Hi. So Gtrudat here, hopping in for game 2. I feel like the bar is incredibly high for
I don't know about
commentary.
that.
So, but I'm excited to be here. What a good game. Let's just check in with our players and make sure they're good to go. Straight into the next.
Yeah, I mean they've set the bar high. I mean, it wasn't one of these like 130 plus monster games, but rough start, figuring out how to maneuver everything into place and do enough. Like a lot of the times in Wingspan, it's not about getting 150, it's about doing enough to beat the other guy. So very very fun game, very high level game.
Yeah, that's such a good observation. Like, you have those games where you might get a monster score and it's lopsided, and that feels always good, but there is something about like a 112 to 110 victory when you've just been scrapping it out. That feels so good. So I'm with you there.
Yeah, that's always fun. Certain birds will do that too, like your drongos or your flamingos. They just kind of put a dampener on the game, and you both gotta get in the mud and scrap around and try and figure out how to maneuver. Not the prison in this game, but still, both players had a tough start, so they had to figure out what to do with what they had. Looks like we will get straight into game 2, which is just nice. And this time, Swiftly will start. So they will get first choice over the tray, which is always nice. Although I feel like sometimes it feels like the other player going first always gets the good stuff, and when you go first, you never get the good stuff in tray. That kind of happens.
Totally. Yeah, I feel like that is my lot in life, but I'm just being a whiner, I'm sure. Yeah, I feel like I was trying to remember. It feels so long ago already. What was the starting tray last time? Did it provide much advantage?
There was a loon and a California quail. Those were the two kind of highlights of the tray, which were obviously very good for both players, especially since Swiftly had no draw. And Swiftly,
my favorite.
These little teal guys, they're pretty incredible. Like an early white throat that easily pumps out 15 points over the course of a game if you play it right. Like, do not underestimate these little guys. They are point scorers McGee, and then they give tempo in addition to scoring points. Like, I'm pretty happy to see the white throat, even though like as Swiftly you don't have any draw right now, and like how are we going to find cards? I guess the rain is going to be our solution to that, but at least we've got egg access, and that's always a relief.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see the Ren here. I think tempo play is the name of the game already. With this starting hand, you can get that Ren down, get your second food access. Maybe you scoop up Abbott's booby with the Ren, and I just love to see a game that's not too reliant on brown powers. So I'm excited to see where he might go with this.
Yeah, I mean, there are some other benefits as well. It helps at the end of round, which is, you know, you're already looking at getting 2 fruits down, which is pretty nice. And yeah, we don't have draw, so yoinking the booby out of the tray is pretty good. And Mech Engineer for bonus. That's nice. What? Oh, wow. Ethmah again has found the killdeer. Wow. Wow.
Or did the killdeer find him for the second time?
You are asking the important questions.
Now, what else do you keep here? Are you thinking Phoebe?
I think you have to be thinking Phoebe in this situation. Qualifies the end of round. It gives you some food in the grasslands if you want to use that. It is a little bit... the co-op is always kind of problematic, and it's not an inherent point scorer, so it's not the best bird in the world, but I would still probably be keeping that.
I don't mind just keeping the killdeer also. You know, Vo's Swift is not an immediate draw most of the time, so maybe you think I can scoop that up, and that's better.
Yeah, I mean, Vo Swift and killdeer work really, really well together. So definitely looks like a pretty strong pickup, I think. I mean, while you'd love to build a very strong grasslands with your killdeer, sometimes you don't get that. Sometimes you need to have some contingencies in mind, and Vo Swift being able to get access to that 3rd food out of the box while scoring a couple points. Plus a bird counter, like, that seems pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as predicted, the booby's getting picked up immediately, and the Eurasian nuthatch. I probably overrate this bird, but I think it's cool. I like it a lot.
I'm a nuthatch fan. I think it's good, and I love the flexibility of being able to play those seeds. I think that's
Absolutely.
a fun mechanism.
Yeah, I love all of the nuthatches and the chickadees and whatnot, and the Eurasian nuthatch being able to take it off, that's just an added bonus. And you want points, you want food, flexes both ways. Really nifty little bird.
And it's wonderful that you don't have to decide, right? You can cash and then spend later if you want.
Don't have to make any decisions in life, which is great.
Yeah. That's how I like to operate.
Alright. Wilson Storm Petrel has come up. I'm a little surprised that Swiftly is not just picking that up.
Yeah. That would definitely be something I'd consider. I hate to pick just one bird, but if it's Wilson's, I think I'm going for it, especially if I don't have good card access.
There's a lot of chatter around the strategy section of the Discord about what is the best bird in the game to have in your starting hand. And the Storm Petrel and the Great Crested Grebe are right at the top of that list for its incredible searching power. I am a little surprised that Ethmah didn't deny the Storm Petrel, to be perfectly honest. Maybe they're thinking about it, because I don't think that Vo Swift is going anywhere anytime soon.
Right.
Oh, another random. Interesting.
Okay.
Very interesting. Swiftly immediately goes and grabs the petrel. Alright. There we go.
Playing it dangerous.
How's the plan
for one
along?
round.
Yeah. 5D chess or something.
The immediate scoop.
Oh, wow.
I like it.
Wow, everything's coming thick and fast right now. Grackle. Frogmouth is a pretty nice scorer. Like, do you just have to go and pick the Grackle up? Like, that's so awkward. That's always the problem when you don't have a wetlands bird in play.
Oh, it's so awkward, but I think it's so good for your opponent, you know?
Yeah, it's A, extremely good for Ethmah, and B, extremely good for you, because Wilson Storm Petrel is going to give us a bunch of extra cards that we can turn into 2 points on our Forest Grackle. I think you gotta grab it, and I would not be surprised to see the Frogmouth picked up as well. I think Frogmouth in the Forest, pretty reliable point scorer. The only issue we have here is that there's a little bit of anti-synergy between the Grackle and the Whitethroat. So that's the only potential concern we have. Leaving the Frogmouth, fair enough. I would be a little
So-
hesitant to do that, but we'll see what happens.
So you're calling for forest crackle
Yeah, I
rather
think
than okay.
I think you want to put that in the habitat that you're going to use the most, and I think we probably end up drawing like 2 or 3 more times and unload the rest in the forest. The only thing we have to play around is that white throat, and it's going to be really interesting watching Swiftly balance these two things against each other, I think.
Yeah. And you know
Ooh.
what? Like with the white
Grasslands
throat,
crackle?
free eggs are free eggs. Oh, wait, what am I missing? Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
Let's see.
Swiftly keeps kind of teasing the Grackle. I think you gotta put Storm Petrel down here, like... You have some... do you actually need to? Let's think about this. You do have decent stuff in hand, and you would like to get that all down. I think you want Petrel down. Like, if we get a Rule 16 situation, you want to be able to draw. So just having that security that this bird is in place. Like, you don't have to draw immediately. We've still got things that we can be doing. Like, probably need to do food, white throat, before round end. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious about whether or not Grackle would have allowed for 2 birds in the forest, maybe the nuthatch and the whitethroat, to go down in the grasslands, but I think you can't go wrong with Storm Petrel.
Yeah, that's a difficult decision, and the Grackle also helps for end of round 1, so... The Petrel is better if this... Well, we're going to see 2 R16 opportunities here, 2 possibilities that the tray gets refilled with something great. That's where having this Petrel down is going to be nice. Ibis has shown up. Interesting. That was an instant grab. I mean, it's very good. Oh, okay, that changes everything.
Oh my goodness.
That changes everything. That's why you play the Storm Petrel.
Wow. Oh, that's what I love about this game.
That's a shame.
How quickly
Unfortunately-
things change.
Unfortunately, you can only keep one of these birds, but we all know which one's being kept. Well. Now what?
Man,
Now
I
you
think
have-
that means no whitethroat, unfortunately.
Yeah, possibly. You have decisions to make here. Where do you want to put stuff? Like, okay, one, you breathe a sigh of relief being like, wow, my opponent doesn't have Raven. Wow, that Killdeer Raven's too much. But now we have a bit of a classic Killdeer Raven showdown, which I don't know, Oh, the wagtail!
Ooh.
Oh, Storm Petrel is immediately validating its claim as the best starting hand bird in the game. Like, we are finding all of the good stuff now. I am hopeful that Swiftly is going to put on a masterclass of assembling a crazy Grasslands engine now, because... actually, I don't even know if this wagtail is going to get played, because the forest action is going to be very weak in this game, but... I don't know if this is going to be really fun.
I know, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't even know. I can't even say, but I'm just excited to see where Swiftly is going to go with this.
Yeah, play the Grackle.
Do you think there's a case to be made for a balanced game where Wagtail and Raven coexist on a board?
I think there is. Is it the best thing? I'm not sure. You only have one really good forest brown power. But it does allow you to take a turn of drawing, but we have a lot of good stuff here in hand. Like, I can imagine you get the Grackle, the Ibis, the Raven down, and have the Grackle on one side, to the left of everything, so that you can, at worst, take the Ibis card and tuck it for the extra point. Like, I don't know, like, you've got so many fun options to play with now, and you're sitting on Mech Engineer as well, so... Yeah, it's really just going to be how do you organize all of these pieces? Because you are being pulled in a few different directions, because the wagtail wants you to play as many birds as possible, meaning we're going to have to not build a super strong grasslands and have to kind of balance the habitats a little bit while anchoring ourselves in the grasslands. We got the whitethroat for the free eggs, which we probably won't need if we're super grassland centric. We've got a couple really strong grasslands engine birds. Like Swiftly has kind of got to make a decision and stick with it. And I think any of those decisions is probably going to be fine, but they just need to make that call and stick with it. Looks like I have lost Ethmah.
I was just gonna ask. Yes, I've also lost Ethmah.
It looks like they're still in game though, so we'll at least observe from Swiftly's perspective for the time being. Alright, what is Swiftly gonna do? What do you do here? You've got to take the... What do? You take Nectar and play the Raven, I guess.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. In this scenario, you know, Raven's only giving you 2 food, so if you're gonna make a go of it, you need to get it down
Absolutely.
as soon as possible.
And then the fun begins of trying to figure out how to get everything organized.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you make the right point that Grackle on the left is going to keep things clean, keep your options as open as possible. Oh, I didn't notice they picked up the yellow blackbird down there.
Yeah. Not sure it's going to be played in this game, but if they do opt for a wagtail, plausible. Hey, we've got Ethmah back. What did they do? They played Vose Swift. Okay, fair enough. We already mentioned the synergy between Kildare and Vose Swift. Is it Vose Swift or Vox's Swift? I swear I've heard people call it Vox's Swift before. I don't know, some of these birds are hard.
Well, that's interesting. I call it Vose Swift, but I could be totally wrong.
I think I heard Flan say it was Vox's Swift at some point, but oh well. Someone will know.
I would hate to challenge him on that. He probably knows better than I. Vox is technically.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you, Bautnemo.
There we go. The more you know. Alright, Raven is into the game. So
every
some
once
stuff
in a while,
happened.
It's just fun to see a Raven versus Killdeer showdown here.
Oh yeah.
And you were saying some things happened.
Yeah, Ethmah's picked up the Mockingbird. I don't know when they picked it up, but sometime during the downtime
it was in the tray.
Yeah. So Mockingbird Killdeer. Maybe an interesting option. Are kind of missing a few grasslands pieces to finish that off, but Mockingbird is a very powerful bird with the right kind of components around it, so be very interested to see what happens there.
I have to assume too that play is as much a denial as
Absolutely.
it is anything else. It's like you don't even need to know what your opponent has. I just know I don't want them to have the Mockingbird.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm not sure they knew they had the Raven at that point, but you are correct in that it can be a useful deny. Looks like Ethmah's still having a bit of trouble, but we'll again try and follow along from Swiftly's side of things. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Bautnemo. Vox's Swift is
giving us a history lesson.
A member of the natural sciences and friend of John K. Townsend, who first described the species. The name looks like it might be pronounced Vo, but Vox himself pronounced it Vox. The more you know. You came here to watch birds and you learnt something. I'm sorry. Let's see.
Keeping your mind sharp, learning something new every day.
It was there and then it's gone. I'm sure we'll get Ethmah back in no time at all. So, you've asked me what I'd do with this grasslands. What would you do with this grasslands with all the stuff that we've got in hand? Like,
what I would do versus what I should do. I'd probably play a bunch of teals because I love a colorful board. And lately I feel like the Raven has been letting me down. I've been losing games with the Raven just, by other folks being clever. And so I'm always a fan of trying new things, but I'm not in the final. And in a high stakes environment, I'd probably go all out on an engine. But it's certainly tempting.
no, I like I said, I think you can make something of the teals if you really plan for it. It's certainly possible. And it looks like, Ethmah's got down the Kukul and the Frogmouth. So Kukul to counter the heavy grasslands activations that will be coming through, and Frogmouth to score a couple points. No guilt about using that Frogmouth either, because typically with the Frogmouth you're worried about leaving behind nectar, because the Frogmouth can only pick up worms and rats, but with our opponent very unlikely to be dipping into the forest, we don't really have to worry about giving away nectar, which is kind of nice. And then maybe, just maybe, we take a forest action, scoop in, grab all that nectar for ourselves, and get the extra on with the robins. So there's a bit of... That's kind of cute. I like that.
Yeah. When you say it like that, it is kind of cute. I think that's a unique take on that. I'm excited to see how that plays out. I think, you grab the Kukul as a denial, and then you get the gift of, being able to play it, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, I kind of really like what's going on Ethmah's side. I mean, unfortunately, the Nuthatch Druid Citizen Scientist, one of the worst bonus cards in the game. But they do have two strong habitats. They work really well together. We never need to dive into the wetlands at all. We can go from one habitat to the other, forest grasslands, play a bunch of really powerful birds, find them with the killdeer, get the mockingbird down for some extra search power. It's looking pretty nice. I mean, as far as playing against a Raven goes, I'm not completely unhappy with what I see.
Yeah, and I think what's key here is the tempo. You've got 6 birds played versus 3. And you have the 6 birds in 2 habitats versus 3 birds, 1 in each, which I think has a significant impact on an end result of the game.
Absolutely. And that's the point of the house rule of delaying the Raven till round 2, right? It's if you can't get a grasslands going, you are kind of losing tempo on being able to play birds in your grasslands, which limits the impact of the Raven. Really, you have to imagine that all the drawing is done in this game, or unless you play the Wagtail. So we are kind of limited in that sense. So maybe it's not going to be as easy as we thought. I am kind of eyeing up this Hooded Crow, actually. Now, hear me out. That's a little bit crazy, but we already know our opponent's going to be hitting the grasslands a lot, and the Hooded Crow will give us a bunch of card cycling for free every round. And it works with bird counter. So, we did pick up the Hooded Crow. I feel vindicated. Really niche, underused bird, but this could just be the game for it.
When it hits, it really hits. And I think, you don't have to talk me into that play. I think that was...
Oh, you've already admitted you're a teal lover, so I mean, it's a teal.
I'm a teal head. What can I say? Yeah.
Oh, I love playing the Hooded Crow when I can.
You always want to scoop up at least your 2 points for nectar. You don't want to completely seed a category, so why not the hooded
Exactly.
crow.
Exactly. Just throw it into the wetlands and get our nectar points and be happy with life. It also contributes to
also,
citizen scientist.
never forget. And I also think anytime you can play a bird like that, that gives your opponent a moment of pause about playing on their engine is significant, because you've got the kukul, you've got the hooded crow. Anytime my opponent goes on their grasslands now, that's 2 points for me, which cannot be overlooked.
Absolutely. 2 points and a card cycle. That's pretty good. I wonder if that tilts him towards playing with this wagtail. I don't know. That's now we're getting into the meta game of this thing where it's like, oh, they benefit twice if I take the grassland, so I'm going to pivot out of the strong strategy and go with something slightly worse, potentially, because now I can get points this other way. Like, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it might be worth considering. I think there's a reason the wagtail hasn't left Swiftly's hand.
I agree. I mean, Swiftly looked like they were thinking about it earlier when they were deliberating of whether to play the Grackle or not. And as soon as this hooded crow comes down, you have to imagine that they're again reconsidering what they're doing.
Yeah. It's exciting. It's just the kind of heady play you want to see in a finals. Really elevates the game for us here.
Yeah, I mean, the headliners here are like Killdeer and Raven. Like, everyone's seen a Killdeer and Raven game, but how many hooded crow games have you seen?
Not enough. Not enough.
I love seeing like little niche birds like just being able to flourish in like just the right kind of situation. I'm going on about this hooded crow like non-stop, and like watch Ethmah just not play it. No, I think they're definitely going to play it. They wouldn't have picked it up, I don't think, otherwise.
Oh, and there she goes.
There's the wagtail. Ooh. I think, yeah, putting this here is the right choice, but...
Oh.
Taking cards first, okay.
Oh, I love that.
Interesting. Very interesting. Because we have this really awkward situation. Oh, that's nice to find. This awkward situation on Swiftly's side where if we play the wagtail, we only have one nectar remaining, so we need a 1-point bird to play.
Right. And I would have thought, I'll grab the northern flicker if I have to, but I think they've seen 2 better birds. I'm surprised we didn't keep the yellow-rumped warbler there.
I think it's too late for that. End of round 2, you're going to use the forest twice more in this game. Probably not worth playing. But
that's, you know what, that's fair.
It's tough. In a different game, you want that warbler. Yeah, what do you do here? Wagtail, Horsefield's Bronze Cuckoo?
Yeah.
I don't know, that sounds kind of not ideal.
I don't know. I don't hate it. You know, you're sort of saying, like, right back at you.
Yeah, you get the counterplay against the Kukul for sure. Yeah, this is now a very... This game keeps on getting more interesting, because now we have the wagtail into the mix. We have potentially the counter pink. I mean, I don't know what else they'd play. I guess the flicker, but... is this really a flicker angle? Get 2 or 3 wiggly boys? I don't know. That's a tough one.
Which one would you play?
Captain Orsus is making a good point that playing the Flicker will win the end of round. So that's definitely a consideration. Probably better than the Cuckoo. Like, how many times are they going to lay eggs? Probably 4 or 5 times. It'd be
that's such
very
a
close.
solid observation.
I mean, the Cuckoo is a bit cope. Like, Ethmah doesn't need to hit the grasslands to be scoring points. They've got a lot of other stuff going on. That's a productive forest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Flicker is probably the play.
Although you've got to have the birds to be able to play with your forest, because you have a nice forest. He has a nice forest, but it's only scoring 1 point.
That is true.
Ooh, welcome
Emu.
Swallow.
Emu and
Could
welcome
be a
Swallow.
unique option given the bonuses.
Maybe the Fairy Wren? I don't know, like it's yeah, I take the random. Yeah, Fairy Wren's probably not good enough. Take the random, see what we get. But my point here is that if we don't want to go into the grasslands anymore, or at least use the grasslands like once or twice more as opposed to a lot more, it's doable, right? Maybe it's not ideal, but it's doable. The Flicker, at least, is going to win the end of round. That's 3 points, which is nice. It does give the Raven a little bit more food to work with. Often getting that third food is really tricky, so a little bit more food doesn't hurt. I wonder if there's any tempo play we can make with the excess worms. It doesn't look like we've got anything in hand to do that with. I don't think you want to play the Cuckoo into the grasslands just for the sake of playing it. Yeah, I think the Flicker is the right choice. But Swiftlead's having a good old think about it, as they should do. Flicker into the grasslands, I think that's a respectable play. That's a very pragmatic play to put that there. Yes, you'd like to have the Hawk. Yes, you'd like to have the Ibis. But it's going to take so long to get these birds down. Let's just get the extra egg. Very pragmatic.
Yeah, if you're gonna have to go on your eggs first next round anyway, absolutely. Let's have the extra.
Ooh, only one wiggly boy. That's unfortunate. That's like people getting the lapwing and rolling 2 food off the lapwing. And you're like, well, sucks for you.
Crushing.
All right. And immediately on playing the Flicker into the grasslands, we see 2 pretty good options, the Swift and the Martin, that would be right at home in that grasslands.
Yeah.
The classic.
Wow.
Is there a rule for that one? Like, I know the rule 16 exists, but what's the rule for committing a bird only to, like, the tray to give you something better immediately afterwards?
Oh. Just karma.
Karma. Okay. We'll have to check in with Swiftly later on his karma. Okay, so what is Swiftly gonna do here? I think you have to draw. Like, get your draw action out of the way. There's 2 things in the trade that are, like, at least useful. Just gonna reset.
Oh, the tray reset. Oh, you love to see it.
Okay.
Wow.
That's fun.
Oh, that's so fun.
I don't know if it's good, but it's certainly fun. Can we get Yellowhammer, Wagtail, and then get the white thread in there for good measure and just really go nuts? I don't know.
I mean,
Probably
you can't. Should you? Is the question that maybe should be asked.
You raise an excellent point. Has science gone too far? Can we have too many play another bird kills? Really, the only thing limiting us is our food production, but you can construct a narrative. Like, you probably have to take the lorikeet here and use that to get extra food, but I think don't do that. Too late in the game for that. Take the crossbill or something just for the points or something. I don't think realistically
Yeah.
you're playing any of these.
Yeah, you could make a case if you're gonna take the yellow hammer for the crossbill. It does give you an extra food,
Yeah.
and is 6 points, but it wouldn't be something I'd be eager about.
It's very much best of the rest. It's like, I think you probably want to play this Hawk for the end of round, or maybe the Outs Booby for the end of round, and like you've got stuff to be doing, and this crossbill isn't part of that stuff.
Right.
But it's nifty. We do need more food. And Ethmah's going in to draw some cards. Pukeko, and pick up the Warbler. Probably not the game for the Pukeko, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
That Warbler's looking pretty nice. Like, good synergy with what we're already producing in the forest. Decent sized bird. We don't really have any rat or fish to play though, which is a bit of a problem. Maybe this is a case where you accept you're gonna lose the end of round and don't bother trying to chase it.
Yeah, it might be. I think you can only go so far after an end of round goal.
Probably.
And especially when your opponent has play another birds, the unknown there is just
Yeah, exactly. There's
too variable.
very likely to be able to snipe it, even if you take an early lead. Probably take Grassland's action once more on Ethmah's side. See what you get, and then play. Like Grassland's food, play, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe play
I like that.
food, something. I don't know. Like, you've got a couple options here, but you're probably doing some combination of that in the remaining 5 turns. On Swiftly's side, I wonder what he's thinking right now. Crossbill, food, yellowhammer, eggs, or something? Bit awkward. Alright, taking food now on Ethmah's side. Fair enough.
Yeah, I bet we'll see blue-winged warbler food, and then maybe another play.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see where these birds go. Like, do you just play both of these and try find something better? Like, throw them both in the grassland, score a couple points, see what the killdeer finds us, and go from there, and you'll get a couple cycles on the hooded crow as well, maybe. You commit them to the forest, and I don't know. Like, you've got some choices to make. And ooh, Whitethroat's coming into the game. I didn't expect that one. There's certainly still time for it. I mean, if it's able to pump out 5 eggs each time, that's still generating 10 points over 2 rounds. Like, I think these birds are, unlike some of the play another bird teals, like these guys do continue to pump out value, and in the right circumstance, you can play them late R3. Heck, I've played them late R4 sometimes just to get the couple extra eggs, you know? Yeah, so 8-point play there, maybe, if we can get everything going is the way we want it to. And Warbler looks like it's going to the grasslands, fair enough. And then it just remains to be seen if they want to commit the swallow or see if they can find something better, which is quite plausible. I mean, I'd be taking that turtle dove. But...
Yeah. Yeah, that would feel like a reasonable pull.
Yeah, take the gamble. Life's boring. Let's see what we can find in the bonus cards. Oh, the Welcome Swallow Citizen Scientist. Oh, why didn't I see that earlier?
Yeah.
Ah, the synergy. Amazing. That's gonna max it, isn't it? That's seven birds. Wow. What a play. Bird counter and citizen scientist. Actually the perfect bird. Yeah, that swallow's earned the right to dance a little bit, I think. It's gonna put in some serious work.
Showing off. Yeah, it was interesting to me that Ethmah chose to keep 3 nectar. Because I would have thought you'd play at least one, you'd use at least one on the blue-winged warbler.
Yeah, that is a little bit interesting. Maybe they expect to be able to play another bird, I'm not sure. Yeah, they're keeping 2 nectar.
I love it.
Fully anticipating.
The courage.
Yeah.
Probably that dove.
Yeah, it's highlighting the value. There's 6 points on Citizen Scientist, plus 2 from Bird Counter, plus the 5 tucks, plus the 1 point. That's
See you. Oh man.
Oh, you love to see that. You love to see it.
I do. It's so satisfying.
Love seeing these underused birds see the time of day. Hooded Crow and Welcome Swallow in the same game. Love it. Meanwhile, Swiftly's still got to figure out the way around all this stuff in hand. What are you doing here? Crossbill, food, wagtail into Yellowhammer into something, maybe? Can you do that?
I'm not sure that you can. I think the food and the bird feeder's not cooperating.
Yeah, I think, yeah. You really want, if the bird feeder had 2 fish, you could do it. Yeah. Bit tough. So probably just crossbill food, wagtail into booby or something like that, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is where the Yellowhammer dream dies.
I'm not sure. The chat is pointing out quite correctly that the frogmouth will reset the bird feeder. So, crossbill, maybe there's a dream. There's a dream you can find just the right things to be able to play everything. I do think the extra Yellowhammer and wagtail might be a bit greedy, but I also am seeing a lot of low point birds on Swiftly's screen, and not a lot of other good things going on, and only 7 eggs laid. I really think maybe you do have to take a big swing here. If I'm looking at these 2 boards right now, I am really favoring Ethmah's. I don't know about you, but that's...
No, I would agree. I like that logic. I think the crossbill swing, but it looks like we're going eggs.
Eggs is also fine.
But by doing eggs, you inhibit the white throat.
Goodbye.
Which I find curious.
But yeah, we've just laid 4 on the flicker, so we're not going to get any value out of the white throat. I mean... Ooh.
I guess you use Yellowhammer.
Okay. Yeah.
With Wilson's Storm Petrel and then the booby, maybe?
I think you take food... no, you have to take food here, but then you can do the double play into the Yellowhammer and then play the hawk or something in the forest. And that uses up the 4 eggs on in the grasslands. But if it's 5 eggs in the forest... Ooh.
Is it 5? I think it's just 4.
I think there's 1 on the Grackle and 4 on the Flicker.
Oh.
I mean, you can't just use up all the eggs on the Carolina Wren and just get 4 eggs in the forest. That's also fine. And you will swing the forest nectar, which is nice. We'll see. It does look like they are prepping that Yellowhammer play, and we are going to see the Turtle Dove come in as well. Missed them picking up that. Let's see what the bonus card is for Ethmah. What are you even looking for here? Birdbander?
Yeah.
Diet specialist. Yeah, that works.
Nothing wrong with diet specialist.
And just take a card, yeah. Cycle it with the Hooded Crow. I mean, you're only going to get to cycle 2 instead of 3, but 2 is better than 1. Alright, moment of truth. What are we doing, Swiftly? Show us the way.
I think you called it.
Yeah, Woodpecker step 1. And yep, Yellowhammer step 2, by the looks of it. And yes, the eggs are coming off the Carolina Wren. There we go. Oh, cancel. Cancel? What's going on? Decisions. Okay, Yellowhammer first. Okay, fair enough. That's basically equivalent so far. Okay, then we take the Yellowhammer and we're going to do the double play into the Hawk. Okay, I kind of see what they're doing there. If
Is
they
this an
happen to draw-
investment in a behaviorist?
Behaviorist,
potential?
yeah. There are a couple other things here as well. I think that's also Forest Data Analyst prep, in case they happen to pull that.
Wow.
It's Forest Ranger prep, in case they pull that, and Behaviorist prep. So that is some heads-up play there from Swiftly. I mean, they don't have any of these bonus cards yet, but they've really hedged themselves to try and find the best possible cards they can with this booby. I want to see them pull Forest Ranger now, just to be like vindication of doing it in the right order, you know?
Yeah, I'm blown away. That was so smart.
That's why Swiftly's in the final and has been this back-to-back finals.
Right? Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, no Ranger. Good point. Everything else stands though. Data Analyst, Behaviorist. Dang, the one-time Ranger might be good if we're not even playing with it in the deck. What a shame. That also maxed out Mech Engineer as well, so big turn for Swiftly.
Wow.
Big turn, and I think a lot is going to come down to what they're able to find with this Storm Petrel. The booby is great, but we need another 2 birds to play now that we've committed to the double teal pabs. I'm sure they'll find something.
Yeah, and I think it'd be worth playing the booby first, so you know what birds might hold a little bit more value in the context of bonus cards.
I really don't know. That is true, what you've said. On the other hand, we can take cards, flip the tray, see if we can find anything good, and then take cards again. And then search more with the petrol. So, do you value knowledge ahead of time of what bonus cards you have, or do you value the creator search capacity? Looks like they've gone with my approach of taking the tray flip. Not really finding anything great. Unfortunately, Wood Duck has come a couple rounds too late to be valuable in this game, I think. And taking Montague's Harrier, fair enough. 0 cost bird, that's just 3 points, basically. And let's see, Red Knot. Here we go. Alright, that Red Knot is a very welcome find. Very, very, very welcome find.
Yeah.
With the booby already in hand, that's just so lovely. You play that Red Knot, you search see if you can find anything better to play. If not, booby, Montague's Harrier, we'll call that a game. Fair enough, well played.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an amazing draw.
Meanwhile, we've got this end of round to worry about. This resources and personal supply, or food and personal supply, which I think naturally is going to favor Ethmah, but I do wonder if the ability to play the Montague's Harrier for free might catch him off guard. You might go in
I think
expecting... Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, it was just saying, I think if you're Swiftly, you can't think too much about it, because the advantage of being able to play two birds is gonna outweigh the advantage of the win. But I see where you're going, that if you're Ethmah, you're thinking they've got to have all this food for two birds, when in reality they only need the food for one.
Yeah, I mean, I think Swiftly can easily get to 5 food here, which is a lot more than what you'd expect, given you've got 2 teal playing other birds. So, might be a cause for upset, although Ethmah does have the stronger thing. Forester, alright. This is why you do red knot first, and then you can... And the red kite. Well, I don't think the red kite... Actually... You can, can't you? Wow, that's interesting. My thought interrupted my speech, so what you can do now is take eggs, grab the nectar, play the booby. So now you've played 2 birds in this round, take food, keep all the food, and play the kite and Montague's Harrier for 0 cost. That is pretty phenomenal usage of the teals here. And the red kite being able to go over the wren is just... It's just like the icing on the cake. So that's really worked out well for Swiftly.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Just need to be a little bit careful about where you lay your eggs, but otherwise everything's fine. But we'll see. We'll see what direction they want to take. They could take 2 Grasslands actions and do a booby and maybe the kite after the game. We'll see. Montague's Harrier can only go in the Grasslands, and I think the Flicker has got more than 1 egg on it. So we may not be able to, so we'll just have to wait and see on that one. And you probably get more points from just running the Grasslands, so...
I assume you'd use it to cover the white throat, no? After you use the teal power?
Oh yes, of course. That is absolutely the right thing to do. For some reason, my brain went straight to, oh, if I go over the white thread, I can't use it, but you just use it first. Yeah, so I guess Swiftly needs to decide now whether they take food or if they play the booby. I think you just play the booby and live on 1 food and just qualify.
Yeah, I think so. It's more fun that way, at least. But...
Meanwhile, Ethmah's got down the Grey-Lag Goose. Pretty big bird. Not the best
solid play,
bird in the world, but
finishes
it's solid.
out Diet Specialist.
Yep. Picking up a few extra points on the bonus cards. It does the job. And, yeah, I think Ethmah must be pretty happy with how things have gone, all things considered. Being able to max the Sin Scientist, like, you've done a good job. I think they've really made the most of their cards, so whether or not they win this game, I think they have, made the most of what they had. So you can always be satisfied with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's interesting, to do eggs here again when you consider, it's giving points.
While it does give points, it does steal the end of round. You do get, you take like 2 seeds or whatever, and then you're suddenly doing okay. You're gonna win that. So it makes a lot of sense.
True. Yeah, you negate the points by swinging the EOR. Yeah. I see you.
And I think Ethmah may even be thinking, well, they need the food to play the bird. I think once they see them taking non-nectar, they're going to realize what's up. And,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it does give away 2 food. I don't know the math on it. Maybe taking the forest action was better. I'm not sure. But regardless, Booby's going to go down, and this could determine the whole game right here. Just like the Spoonbill last game, I think this Booby... there's a lot riding on it. What can we exchange this forester for? Omni? Okay. Ethologist? And Food Web.
Wow.
Yeah. Fantastic. Get rid of Food Web. I mean, Red Kite is now even more value. That's wonderful. Don't know if that was the highest possible roll, but you're certainly happy with that. And yeah, Red Kite goes over the White Throat. White Throat's done its job. That's a big point kite. Who do you think's going to take it? I think this is going to be a really close game again.
Wow. Yeah, I think it's going to be close. I think I'm going to give it to Swiftly, but it's not over until you see that final add up, and I think Swiftly's weak in bird points, perhaps, but...
Yeah. I think those
You've
late
got
game bonuses
Nectar.
may have just done enough.
Yeah.
Alright, we're going to see it count up on Ethmah's screen, and will we get a game 3? Swiftly takes an early lead on the bird points. Both very good bonus cards. End of round, swing to Swiftly's way. Eggs. Swiftly is kind of winning all of the categories at the moment.
Oof.
Ducks bring it back a little bit, but the power of the Raven winning those nectars. Wow, another high level game. That was... Wow, you don't get to see double teals every day of the week. That was fun.
Oh, and I love the red kite at the end, using a teal to cover up another teal.
Yeah.
It's like they knew. Swiftly knew I was watching and said, I'll do this for you. Alright. Well, I think we have a changeover of commentary.
I'm excited we get to see a game 3, if nothing else. This has been some really fun games, and I'm going to sit back and relax and watch this last one. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's close to my bedtime, but I'm wide awake. I'm on the edge of my seat. So, do we have Lowfat and Smith?
Yes. I'm here at least.
Hey, everyone.
You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Those are 2 tough acts to follow. Those were maybe 2 of the most interesting games I've watched personally in a while. Some of the swings there and the changes, those were some wild games.
It's certainly living up to a grand final, so love to see that. So, alright, we'll leave it in your hands. All the best, and hopefully we get a third game of equal quality.
All right, thank you.
Hello, hello.
Hello, everyone.
City,
I think this.
Hey,
we have our work cut out for us to follow those up. That was a.
Yes, we do. I gotta say, those were some great games. So very close scores at the end of both. It really is a grand final when it's coming to game number 3.
Yep. Especially with some of the decisions made in those games. I will say I had both those wrong. I picked the wrong winner both times. It wasn't until the final count that it swung. So
it's so curious because in game 1, I definitely personally would have played the Gala in the forest as soon as I got it. And we know Ethmah's decision to play that, hold on to it for a little longer, find some amazing birds, play it in the grassland, and that grassland is what won him the game. Meanwhile, in this second game, Swiftly's decision to play that yellow hammer is really what gave him that end of game momentum to capture the win there. So a really close, very interesting decision. So, looking forward to how this third game turns out.
Right. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I think that the mid game of both of those games, just the decisions that were made it's very, very interesting. And in both cases, I think really swung it. And then bonus cards at the end. Swiftly got burned game 1, and then kind of karma came back around game 2. Booby coming through. So that was kind of nice to see as well after the Spoonbill let him down game 1.
That's true. The games are made by those late card bonus draws. So many times I've drawn and played either a Booby or a Kiwi, and I get 0. I get a fat goose egg. And in this one, he had great choices throughout. He was able to toss that 0 point Forester as well. So in the end, a 7-point gap, definitely made by that Booby.
Right, exactly. I also have to say, I love Swifty's move when he got the Spoonbill game 1. They saw instantly they were both 0s and just an immediate skip. Always a fan of that, just to throw them away in disgust when it doesn't come through for you.
True, and that might be a great strategy moving forward now that we have birds like the Indian vulture, and I forget the name of the other one that allows you to copy that opponent's bonus card. By choosing a 0-point bird, you might inadvertently be giving your opponent like a 4-6 point bonus card. So it's not a bad idea to sometimes just say cut your losses.
Yeah, I'm blanking on that too, but I had a game. And we start so.
Straight into game 3, and we have Swiftly with a pretty solid starting tray. Got some draw with the turn, some egg generation with the quail.
Yeah, this time he gets the quail. So yeah, I think those to the 2 I'm looking at as well. I think that sets you up in both habitats, and then see where you go from there.
Now, these bonus cards are not as straightforward. I personally am a fan of Site Selection Expert with that Star Nest, but depending on how you want to build, yeah.
Yep, if you can get it early, I think you can set up for it. It's a tough one to get late, but in this situation, getting it at the start, I think even if you keep the turn, keep the quail, you already have 2 matching nests in first column. So,
and then we see those tray birds. Obviously, to me, that bush tit stands out. Excellent egg generation.
I didn't even notice. Yeah.
Yeah, but the ibis is always, it's kind of a wild card, depending on if your opponent can maybe not keep some of those big point birds. You draw cards, and suddenly you have a puffin in the discard pile. We'll just have to see what Ethmah decides to keep or not keep, if that's useful.
Right.
But I can definitely see both of those cards being picked up.
Right, agreed. Yeah, I was distracted by the starting hand, didn't even notice the tray. I think that tray really changes things. It's almost, I'd call it almost a Brant tray. Just wish you had a Brant in the hand for that, because I think all 3 of those birds could be very useful, especially early.
Yes, I concur, and it might be the case that Swiftly's going to keep that quail and just to pick up 2 birds with the nectar. So an interesting strategy there.
Yeah, I think that's what he's looking at, is pick up bush tit and ibis, and then do a bit of an air salvo. Maybe kind of wait and see where to put the ibis.
As we transition over to Ethmah's board, starting tray, yellow throat for excellent card draw and some A-OK food generation. We haven't really talked about these end of round goals. They really stand out as not really indicative of developing one habitat or the other. Of course, those egg end of rounds, you do kind of want to go towards the grassland, but neither hand really showing grassland card.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good call with those, and it's really really spread around. So I don't know if you can really focus on those. More just kind of build what you get, and then let the end round goals fall as they may.
So it
I always
looks
find these
like
decisions interesting. Where, do you just, because Bullfinch is fine, but do you, with something like the yellow throat, do you just draw and dig and see what you get early, or keep it? You never know until you see the cards you get, but I always find those interesting of which way to play those.
I agree.
See if he does what we were thinking. Oh.
And it
So
looks like
no
he's
Ibis
keeping
goes.
the Ibis, yes.
Yeah, Kingfisher instead. Oh, reveals it.
These are some great cards coming up.
Yeah, a lot of very early good brown powers showing up here.
And just like Swiftly, it looks like he's spending his nectar,
Yeah.
and Ethmah's going for 2 cards here.
Yeah.
Part
So
of me
when
is
you can make an
partial
argument
to
for all three.
exactly. Part of me is partial to those 2 wetland birds, the Gull and the Ibis. Card draw is king, Wingspan, but
Yep.
can't say no to the Crow. And it looks
Yeah,
like
I would agree.
leaning that way.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with you. I think I definitely would go Gall, and then I think with you, I think I'll go Ibis with it. But I think might be 2 for 2 where the players go against what we were thinking. But I think in both cases, there wasn't a wrong decision there, and we continue to.
All right, continue with the
Just
hard
reveal more.
decisions. Look at this Mockingbird, which would go well in either habitat for Swiftly. Copy that quail or to copy that bush tit. All right, let's see if we get some birds down on the boards.
Right. Finally, I think it's a trade that's not so tempting to have to draw something. So might finally see something else happen. Interesting. Okay.
It's like, got to play that yellow throat in case more amazing bird cards come out. And potentially that Ibis might still be on Ethmah's mind, as it will both match for this end of round, Birds with Tucked cards, and for his bonus card, that Omni.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
While over in Swiftly's, looks like he's playing the bush tit in the wetlands.
Yep.
Favoring a card draw to the food development. Now, this is interesting, right? Because he has to be assuming his opponent is going to be gaining food and thus giving him passive food with maybe that Sacred Kingfisher. But now with the American Crow down, yes.
Yeah, the values, I wonder if he's thinking something like Mockingbird in the forest first and then try and get the quail down. But I guess it still would be short food. That'd still be a long way around.
Right. That little bit of tempo loss. But there he goes denying the Ibis. So with that, unless an amazing, welcome swallow pops up, looks like Smithley's got this first round. Now, what are your thoughts about this?
Ooh, personally, I think he's gonna need food at some point unless he can find something for it. But I personally, especially this early, I would have held on to the quail just to see if you find something for the forest and can build out a forest that you can couple with the wetlands. But essentially, I wonder if he's still kind of hoping that Kingfisher comes through, that the crow's not going to be enough and Ethmah will have to go into the forest. But that's interesting.
Yes. Very interesting to throw that quail. But committing with the Kingfisher when potentially.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're gonna see Swiftly build out this wetlands. Maybe.
That's what it seems like. It's just trending. Yeah. Yep. I just wonder that he's gonna need to get something from the Kingfisher just to build that out. quickly. But I guess if he, really only needs, if even just activating it once would allow him to play Mockingbird and the Dipper.
Looks like
Just
got some more omnivore birds. And immediately picking up that white-throated swift, so we can definitely see a grasslands mentality for Ethmah.
Yep. It's interesting. They kind of both, for different reasons, have food access as the concern, but they both have good things going on. That just the food access is the is the holdup at the moment. But yeah, it's for different reasons.
Right now, it remains to be seen if Swiftly is going to play this Mockingbird or potentially, yes, the Ibis.
Yeah. I think he has his eyes on the end around goal there.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
And in the end, you have to think that you have the 3 food now. Potentially, Kingfisher can give you a little bit more food, at least a worm. You'll have to make a dip into the forest again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but even there, I think it's next draw cards last time, and then even if you have to go food early round 2 to get the Mockingbird down, I think that's a pretty solid wetlands to just be content digging and getting. Oh, and then
and look at that.
And
we speak the birds and they come out into existence. So Puffin and Booby show up.
Yep. Wow, just one of those games that just finding so much so early that it's almost every draw changes the landscape so much.
Right. I definitely would, with these awesome bonus birds, I definitely want to try to find some food generation more than Fisher.
Yep, agreed.
And looks like he is going all in with full tuck
on the wet. Yeah, that's surprising. I don't know, what are your? I found in Oceania, now especially in Asia, I know it's irrelevant here, but I found full tuck less and less reliable, just because you run into so many times where your opponent finds a big bonus card bird, finds something else that just outpaces a full tuck.
Well, there's definitely some birds that give full tuck. Ooh, sorry, Imperial Eagle caught my eye.
Yep. Speaking of birds that really throw things.
No, but there's definitely some birds that make full tucks just so much more viable. Obviously, by a weaver, the starling, the Rosy Starling, I believe is the name.
Yes.
Yep. But in the end, if you don't have that additional tuck capability, whether it be from Alduin's Goal or a Mallard or what have you, like you say, you get outpaced point-wise.
Mm-hmm. Right, there's just almost a ceiling to it seems. That's why I'm interested here. It's kind of the same as the quail. Just early on, I'd be more inclined to keep my options open, I guess I would say. Because I agree. It definitely seems like he's more, not so much with what he kept, but more with what he discarded. That it seems like his full tuck is definitely what's on his mind.
True. We've got a new round, eggs in forests, so it looks like Ethmah's got the advantage here. And nothing's screaming at me in the tray, so looks like Ethmah's mission right now is to push out this grasslands as quick as possible, and hesitant to throw away this vulture in case we see some predator birds come out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I've got you profound respect for the vultures with Asia out, since there's so many
Yes.
good predators out there.
Agreed.
All
They've
right,
gotten kind of a
look at that. Just what he was
third
looking
game for
for.
Killdeer.
Killdeer's back in it, and with that, if he can get this online, Ethmah's gonna develop a really crazy Grasslands engine one more time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 3 for 3 on Killdeer games is pretty wild.
I agree. Now we've got a Dipper coming down on Swiftly's end again, just trying to increase trying to find the mute swan, main duck,
Yep.
something.
Yep, agree. I think that's really what it needs, just something to cap off that wetlands.
While Ethmah's on autopilot, I can probably see
Yep.
the Killdeer coming down, and then probably that Scaled Quell. However, without a forest bird, he might be blanking on this end of round. So just something to keep in mind. Might make a
Right.
detour
I wonder
to
if
play
that's how that plays. Yeah. The castle is interesting.
Yes, it is.
It's one of those, if he had additional food, if he had a way to get to 3 food, that'd be almost fun to play over the Kingfisher to steal the end around, and then it doesn't look like it's going to be much of a game for the Kingfisher, given what Ethmah is going.
Yes, interesting interaction here with the Dipper and Ibis. Dipper discards cards, and the Ibis might
true.
immediately uncover what you just discarded.
Yep. That's a very good fight. I don't know if I've ever actually seen those two side by side like that. That's a very interesting interaction.
That bird feeder is just looking awfully unproductive. Someone's gonna have to disturb it, and that someone might have to be Swiftly. Meanwhile, ooh, indeed. We've got a white stork appear. We've got a warbler appear. Only one of those will he get to keep.
Yeah.
And if you were Swiftly, which card would you deny here?
Oh. That's just that's hard. Both. I'd like to find both.
Hornlark, obviously.
Yes, we buried the lead there. The correct answer was Hornlark. I don't know. It's almost like whichever one is kind of the pick one, because whichever one you don't pick, they're going to make use of most likely, or could make use of. So it's. I guess that's probably what I was kind of thinking like he had a wound to Teal that worked very well from last game. Now, obviously, very different situation. But I don't know. That's because, like in Ethmah's case, I don't know that it's something that he necessarily targets to pick up either.
He could potentially go for the warbler, but yeah, denying that white stork was, I think, the obvious, only because it would make that finding some amazing bird even more likely. But let's see if he goes for the warbler. He does have the time to execute it. It would be a little awkward with how the tray is. The bird feeder is. But
yeah.
Nope. It looks like Maltoni's is being left, along with Eurasian colored dove. But however, we both discussed the lack of food on both sides. That bird isn't really gonna not be the case.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if Ethmah had just even anything in the forest, I think Tony would have been more enticing, but just without anything there, that'd be almost it's taken action there this round, and then it's kind of sets up doesn't set up well for the rest of the game. But Finch is interesting. That's a good way to at least qualify for the the end around and potentially even win it, depending what Swiftly.
Yeah, I don't see Swiftly trying to compete here. He might not lay eggs at all. What I am curious is how this Mockingbird has yet to go down, and we'll probably see it come down the next turn. It's such a great bird, and again, potentially that Ibis versus Mockingbird play. Had he chosen the Mockingbird, he'd have a little bit more egg generation, a little bit more points that way. Because Ibis really hasn't turned up anything super useful.
Right. It's an interesting kind of because the Ibis play was tied the end around end around go around 1, but that's kind of would the Mockingbird have been better long run, primarily because they had the egg access. That's an interesting. It's one of those that you won't really know till the end if you really went back and kind of counted what the actual point generation was.
All right, it's like we see here Mockingbird going down, not trying to qualify for the end round, which I believe is a smart play. In the end, that would only get you 4 points, but you're losing a large amount of tempo there.
Right. Yeah, especially going first this round gives you an extra card to be able to see. Not much in the tray.
Yeah, Vireo, more of a deny. Probably a use. Still looking for something. Something that's more point generative than just bushed it twice.
Right.
Right now, you're running a 5-point engine, which, let's be fair, is not bad. But again, that grassland engine could potentially outscore.
Yep. That's the outpace part. That's right.
Look at that interaction.
Yep.
Bald eagle in the tray, discard immediately finds it with the Ibis.
Comes back. Yep. I'll have to try and keep track of how often that happens. If it's if every time it's just trolling him with bringing back the discarded bird. This side of it, I guess it's probably quail down, and then just keep hitting the grasslands until you find something.
Potentially maybe Imperial Eagle to cap it.
Maybe Eagle.
Because I can see Eagle and Spotted Owl coming down for Ethmah to qualify and potentially win this in the round.
Right, agreed. Plus, playing the Eagle first gets you, that's an extra egg each time. And you're not really holding out for anything better in that spot, so might as well get it down.
It's getting to that point in the game for Swiftly where he has to hopefully find something more point generative.
Yep. A Night Heron's interesting if he can get it down quickly, because it might be it's not point generative, but it could be an avenue to pivot. He could still be using the wetlands to score points, but then can kind of take advantage of the mock. Like, I like the Mockingbird play always has it, where you can kind of pick and choose different brown powers that suit your situation.
Oh, I concur with that. Being able to gain like maybe 2 food 1 round by selecting the heron twice, then instead of you are losing 2 eggs, but you're finally gaining some food, which is again better than using an entire turn pick up 2 food. Does not feel as productive.
Right. Yep. And then kind of switching between bush tit and interesting.
Now I hadn't thought this, but Swiftly could be a contender for this in the round by double playing that Cerulean Warbler with the Red Eye Vireo. something to
Very,
keep in
yep.
mind.
Yeah, that's a good point. Also, I guess the castaway is still there too. If he really committed to that strategy of getting those two down and then take food once more to play the castaway. I don't know, it's just, yeah.
Definitely see food coming. It's
Yep.
just a shame that it is only 2 food. Potentially force that night heron. However, I'm not sure if he'll have enough food for any double play action.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting what he'll do with those. I feel like this one is Ethmah's board's very much straightforward, and Swiftly's is kind of awkward at the moment, where there's one good habitat, but kind of what to do with it and where to go from there is kind of not very straightforward for sure.
I'm quite curious. Neither player has picked up this snowy owl since it's got revealed. So interesting, and it looks like he's forcing down. Swiftly is forcing down the Virile Warbler double play. In the end, that's probably the best you can do. Tie up this end of round and maybe potentially steal it with either a castle or a play.
Yeah.
Bonus cards. Look at that. Bird counter, visionary leader.
Bird counter.
I know what I'd choose.
Yep. There you get the straightforward decision. But yeah, I think he's setting up for a cassowary play here. I think that's particularly if the feeder reset is kind and he can get a lot of nectar, that can, because right now Ethmah also very light in the forest, and there's the snowy owl getting picked up. So Ethmah just biding his time with it, wanted to let it sit for a little.
7 turns left. This bird feeder will dictate to what direction Swiftly goes here. And no nectar, so cassowary is out.
Oh my! Oh, that's a brutal reroll there.
Looks like he's going to have to settle for that night heron, unless he wants to force that booby down, which again is just. It probably is, depending on what bonus cards you get, probably the play, because you'll be going from tying to winning in the round. But again, with not so many birds down, your bonus cards are not your friends on full tucks.
Yep.
Or
right.
semi-tucks.
Yeah, I think semi-tucks. Had the goal of full tuck and just didn't quite get there. But it's another interesting decision, because the night heron, obviously bigger point bird, but I almost feel like Swiftly has to take the gamble with the booby to win the end around and then see what the booby can get you. I mean, it worked well for him last time, so he's hoping it hits for him again.
Grabbing night heron food just in case. In the end, he might just see how Ethmah plays it. And it looks like Ethmah is playing his spotted owl. Let's see if the bonus card gods are friendly to him. Okay, enclosure builder. Not terrible. Not terrible. Make that work with snowy owl. Definitely.
Snowy owl.
If bird feeder if breeding manager was going to work, right there, max 2 points.
Right. Yep.
So are we gonna see a 4-stab its booby or a night heron?
Night heron. Looks like night heron.
And you know what? I think this is the correct decision. Play that booby, and again, you've capped off your wetlands at 5 points a turn. At least this way, now that night heron generates some food. while still getting 5 points a turn.
Yep. Yeah. The booby was definitely a gamble play there. I think that the Heron thing's the safer play. I think now it just comes down to kind of what you do, because you're going to have to run the wetlands a few times, because every time you're getting to get those 2 food, you're discarding the two eggs off the bush tit.
A little bit of apprehensiveness here.
Yeah.
Not committing completely, as he does see.
I didn't. Yeah, I know that's kind of the calculations I'd be doing, is kind of play that. Am I to be able to get those food to make that actually useful? I think at most you're looking at maybe 1, maybe 2 birds. I guess you do still have the castaway. You could get that.
He
that
does
could be one
have
you're getting
that.
down.
That,
that could be the way you get your. Yep.
We have to think about potentially doing something with Site Selection Expert, because that second column would benefit from a stork.
From a stork,
just needs to find a cavity bird for grassland.
One of the bluebirds would be a perfect perfect find. But even then, don't know that he would have the food. I guess he would. He runs it 3 times, then play it. But it's one of those where it's with only the 4th round left, there's just not a lot of time left to do much.
5 turns left. You have to think, like, maybe 1 turn of looking for a better card, and the other turns playing some big point birds, because running this engine now will get you 4 points if you utilize the bush tit. And for Ethmah, pretty straightforward. It's running this engine.
Just keep plugging on. Yep.
I see him playing that snowy owl, potentially the hummingbird. If he's low on food, you can always play the 7-point bird as well. 9 points, include Omni.
Yep. Yeah, I think those are good plays. Unless, I guess, would you run the killed there any more to see if you can find something better? It's always that kind of point of return of when is what you found good enough, and when is it worth? Do you think you would try to find some more?
I don't know if I try to, because these birds, let's say the snowy owl and the hummingbird, you're gonna need 3 food, right? And so 2 turns of playing birds, because we do need to see that snowy owl come down to maximize enclosure builder. I don't know if he'll find a better bird in those 3 turns of drawing cards. I mean, he might.
Right.
But again, spinning that egg, you can only do so much with these cards. You do not need spin an egg for these cards. He's got enough for those swift tucks.
Yeah.
But
I'd probably do it once, though. There's still the goldfinch to keep in mind. So he needs something for that.
Whooping crane.
There you go.
An upgrade for sure. Honestly, he could just play that 1 bird. Not only does it maximize, does it qualify for enclosure builder, but it's also getting you omnivore.
Also forgot he had the Rybill tucked in there too.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about the Rybill. That's true.
Yeah.
So if he
sees
sees
on
something
omnivore,
exactly, he sees something amazing. And there's a common grackle. I'm sure Swiftly would have liked that just a little bit earlier, like 1 turn earlier.
Yeah, just to tease him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No egg for that first night heron activation.
Interesting.
Tucking
I didn't
away.
see. So did he call? What did he copy with the mockingbird? I missed it.
The bush tit. So now
did
he
bush,
is
okay.
tucking
Now
his
yep.
second bird
Okay.
right there. And Rosette Spoonbill shows up as well. So I feel like Ethmah is, as they say, ripe for choice.
Yep.
Oh, a lapwing coming down.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of birds that we were so focused on the other birds he had in his hand, we forgot about the other very useful birds that were.
I am interested. Seeing lapwing means he's going heavy on playing these big point birds and not running this engine as much. Because right now, without the killdeer, that's a 4, 5, 6, 7 point. Of course, activating the killdeer and the crow does make it a 5-point engine, and he does need that food. So a lapwing could be that tempo play that gets him the food for both omnivore, for whooping crane and potentially one of those other bonus birds.
Yep. Because I think if he can get all 3 down, that'll max enclosure builder. It just really would going that route would come down to just what the lapwing can roll for him.
Yeah, I for sure see whooping crane go down. And we do have to remember that this goldfinch is in play, so he has to keep enough food. So maybe I'm talking myself into playing this masked lapwing.
Yeah, I kind of like. I mean, you don't often see a round 4 lapwing. That's a rarity. But the nice thing with even though whooping crane's expensive, it's any food that kind of synergize with the lapwing well, because you're kind of banking, or you need the lapwing to roll a lot of food.
Yeah,
but you don't really care what it is.
A decent. Don't you just hate it when you play that lapwing and you get 3 food? It's disappointing. Let's hope that's not what happens here.
Right. I think if he gets 4, he could do it. Right, that would give him.
That would get him enough because he'd have 5 food. Right now
5,
he's at
and
2.
Yep. And then runs the grassland once more.
Yep.
And that would give him enough, yeah.
Yeah. But we
so
for
I guess
sure will.
Yeah. Give it one more. See. I think you
see what he can find
here. Yeah, I think you skip killdeer here, and then run the crow, and then it buys you a little more time to debate a lapwing.
So we do have to keep in mind egg space, so he can't run this engine so many times, right? He's generating 4 eggs. If he does use the killdeer, he's generating 5 eggs. He does use the killdeer. Now that's 4. If you use that crow, it's 3. So you can only run this so many times, but maximizing points. Not using the killdeer, maybe just 2 turns. So
let's see.
All right,
gamble pay off.
Here comes the lapwing play. Potentially,
maybe
has us at the edge of our seats. Both of these players with the just trigger on the finger.
They do. They do like to tease birds a lot. Just
exactly.
What is the probability? Should be handy to know what is. Yeah.
Yes.
What is the probability of rolling 4 food?
Oh, and look at that! Perfect
well.
6 food.
What a
no
time
need
for
to
a
even.
General.
Yeah. Potentially, won't even have to use this crow anymore. I can see play and eggs with a final play from that finch. Coming back to swiftly, let's see. He's got the much more complicated end game. Here we were saying that Ethmah's was going to be straightforward, just eggs, and then play a bird.
Denying
See,
Spoonbill, interesting.
and drawing, hoping to find Bonelli or a Magpie Lark. That could be
Magpie, that's, yeah.
that could be interesting. All right, but he
Yeah, I
is
think-
using this Heron to get some passive food. I mean, we do have to remember nectar is a thing, and right now he is at 0 nectar in both
true.
the forest and
Okay.
the grass. And he's realized this as well, opting to choose the night heron.
Mm-hmm.
So
I wonder if the Castaway still is a play he's considering, because that would get him nectar in the forest, and then he could play something in the grasslands with the 2 berries plus the extra
but
nectar
now
if he runs the heron again.
we're only seeing a positive 3 point from that turn drawing. Here comes the whooping crane, and we've got a large bird specialist for
Large
6.
bird.
The bonus cards are just being
Very
rather
nice.
friendly.
I haven't been paying attention to the discard. I know there were some very bad discarded ones, but for the Rybill, I don't recall if there were any good bonus cards that we've seen come out that have been discarded.
Likewise, I think I would probably have to see if the owl can potentially provide me more points than this is why it's great to be writing down every bonus card that you see, just in case you do see, because for the love, I cannot think of which birds came out, which bonus cards came out.
Yeah, just remember the bad. No, there was breeding manager. No, there was visionary leader. But
oh, there
so
you go.
At least
there
2
you
bad ones. But yeah, you can only remember the bad ones. Can't remember if there are any good ones.
Yeah, you got a better memory than me, Smith. Because I totally would have played that Rybill and would have been like, "Doe."
Where did these come from?
Right.
Looks like Bobolink is interesting.
Yes.
Don't
we
think
hadn't
that'd be
thought about
enough
it. Yeah. When it came up, low food production from both players. Didn't really think of this as an option, but that could be 3 points. A 7-point bird.
Yeah, I was thinking more of
not terrible, but like you said, we might see. Correct.
I wonder if trying to count how many eggs does Ethmah have? Because I'm wondering if
looks like 11 in the ground nest.
Ground nest. So never mind. I was thinking if the Castaway could be a sneaky way to steal the end around, but wouldn't be enough eggs even getting the 4.
I can see Swiftly trying to play the Cassowary to tie up the nectar in Ethmah's. Hence why Ethmah is about to grab nectar, ? Have that ready. Plays that hummingbird up in the forest. You can swing it.
To steal. Yes, good call.
Just you don't know where your opponent is targeting that nectar, because in my mind, you run this engine, this turn, next turn, and play a snowy owl with the food that you have. So it
I agree with that.
Looks like Ethmah has committed to playing one of those birds now, and then it looks like the hummingbird with the finch play.
Yep.
Over on Swiftly's board, we see the Southern Cassowary going down.
Yeah.
Covering up the Kingfisher, which I don't think we saw a single activation of it.
Nope.
No, we didn't.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think he Ethmah took. I don't know if he took it before he played it, or if he didn't activate the forest at all this game.
He might not have activated the forest at all.
I don't think he did. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Right, and we do see a Southern Cassowary go down. An important caveat that it does qualify swiftly for the end of round.
Mm-hmm. Well, he had bush tit as well.
That is true.
He would have to keep the eggs on it. Yeah.
And he's utilizing that night heron to consume those eggs. So potentially he might have had to.
Yeah, true. He might have been out of them. Yep. I wonder if that influences Ethmah's decision with the hummingbird. If he knows he can't win the nectar anyway, maybe just eat that nectar, just lay eggs, and then just take that as a 1-point loss on taking the nectar. But
in either case, I feel like that nectar might be useful in either swapping, because I have to assume he originally grabbed that nectar in order to win the wetlands nectar, as they're both tied.
Oh yes, okay. Yep, you're right. I was focused on this. Yeah, that's a good point.
But if I see somebody tie me on another habitat, not a bad idea to pivot over nectar to outright win it. In either case, the points remain the same.
Yep.
Looks like we've lost swiftly for a second.
It said, I think it might have crashed on him because it paused briefly and then it said it lost. And it looked like it's still.
Yes, it looks like his tablet is melting. So we'll see what swiftly decides. But this has been an exciting grand final for sure. We've had two very close games, and this one's shaping up for an interesting last round as well.
Agreed. They've also been different games. They haven't been like the same decisions over and over. They've been very unique in their own right, with different nuances to them.
I agree. And anybody who says that the Grasslands is dead, we have seen Grasslands in each one of these games. Yep. And whoever ran the grass. Yes.
Yep.
And we do see Cassowary go down.
Sticking with the Cassowary, yep.
Which I believe is the best play there.
I think so, yeah. He probably was hoping for maybe something better with the digging, but I think with what he found, I think that's the.
It is what it is for
what he had,
Swiftly.
Yep.
Now. And now we await to see if Ethmah plays that Snowy Owl or the Hummingbird. And it looks like will be that.
Yep. Oh. The teasing, they get us every
teasing,
time.
Right? I mean, if you know you're going to play one of those bonus birds, I would prefer to see it now. And not that it's going to change which bird I'm going to play with the finch. I only have the one.
Right. Yeah, I think it comes down to a Snowy Owl Ryebill, because I think swinging the nectar, I think you're right. That makes it worth it, regardless of playing those first, and then it's just where can anyone remember a better discarded bonus card than we can?
Now, hopefully, he doesn't end up drawing like Oologist and takes eggs off of the incorrect birds. So we know Breeding Manager isn't in there.
Yep.
There you go. He must have heard of me.
Yeah.
Taken off the Imperial Eagle. And what do we see from the bonus card?
Played a late bonus card. Has played a big role in first two games.
Rodentologist. That was a great pull. I know that Ryebill probably would not have given him the 6. What Swiftly started with, Force Data Analyst maybe, and that would have been a big 0 as well.
Yep. Yeah, I think that was one of the better ones you could have pulled, particularly for just a single bonus card.
All right.
Bonus card pull.
And an Eastern Phoebe going down,
Phoebe,
which
interesting.
is a smart play. That's 3 points from the Phoebe, an additional 3 points from Site Selection Expert.
Mm-hmm. Would have been nice if you could have found a way to play it with a Nectar somehow, but I don't think there was really any way to do that.
No, unfortunately not. Here we see Ethmah's final play with the Black Ancient Hummingbird.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And now we see points climbing up. So Swiftly's at the disadvantage. Not as many bird cards, not as many eggs, not as many bonus cards. So Ethmah takes a lead.
Yeah, I think it's going to just keep growing.
You might bring it back with the tuck, but it is a resounding victory for Ethmah, 127 to 87. Right there, we have it, folks. Our new champ, Ethmah, winning the ABC tournament. Good game to both players.
Yes.
I gotta say,
it was
after 2 super close games, maybe, less than 10 points, to see a game that was 40 points point difference. I was not expecting that.
All right. Yeah, that thought Ethmah was in the lead, but didn't expect that such a margin. I think Swiftly just couldn't find anything to cap off that wetlands early enough, and then kind of got stuck. Just didn't have anywhere to go from there. Whereas kind of even as we were saying all along, like Ethmah's was just straightforward. Kind of from once that Killdeer popped up, his game just became very straightforward, and they're just a matter of the Lapwing. We'll say was an interesting decision. I think that was that maybe was what really widened that margin. I think if the Lapwing rolls only say 3 food there, maybe it's a different end game. But that Lapwing was a very, very clutch Lapwing.
I agree. Let's go ahead and bring in Swiftly with his thoughts. Swiftly, hello. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
There he is. Yes. So your thoughts. First off, yes. Excellent gameplay in those games. I mean, you really made it the distance, and there was some really hard choices that were made in that last game. Can you tell us a little bit about your decision to kind of go full into the wetlands when you started out with that California quail?
Yeah, that was I certainly regret tucking that quail. Once I saw the mockingbird in the dipper, I thought I may find something else, like maybe like a hummingbird or something like that. Also, I didn't anticipate just excellent, just very well played. I mean, what can I say? He made it work with just the crow in the grasslands, and never took food once. So that was just completely neutralized that kingfisher. I thought was gonna get more use out of it. So that's kind of my thinking there. And then yeah, going into round 3, certainly regretted tucking the quail. Bird feeder wasn't that nice to me either, but that's how it goes.
Yeah, we made the same observation with the kingfisher, and kind of realized that Ethmah hadn't taken food a single time, which was surprising. And then maybe the clutchest round 4 Lapwing ever, really capping it off at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought so.
Um,
I thought he took food there, and I was like, oh, cool. I'm gonna get a worm. That's kind of like a pity worm
yeah,
or fish or rat. And then I saw it was a lapwing. Completely took all the. I was like, oh, that's nice.
yep, yeah. But overall, yeah, great series. I was like, I thought game one and game two are very poetic in the way you got kind of let down by the Spoonbill game one, and then the booby brought you
Yeah,
back game two.
Yeah, we were
absolutely.
both wondering if it was either going to be the booby or the night heron to go down at the end of round 3. Um, we were wondering if you're going to roll the dice again and rely on that booby.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, I didn't. I thought he was way too far ahead at that point, and I was like, okay, well, let's just try and get some food and maybe try find an eagle and just like try and pull a
Yep.
miracle off. But yeah, no, he played that game 3 excellent, and a couple regrets there in the game 3. I couldn't believe that it was 3 kill deer games. It was just
Yeah,
Right,
in a
yes.
row.
yeah,
Unbelievable.
yeah. We made
Yeah,
the observation too. The second he pulled it, yeah, that was.
the chat definitely surprised to see the same bird pop up and utilized decisively in all 3 games.
Well
Well,
played.
Swiftly, thank you so much for your thoughts. And again, congratulations making it this far in the tournament.
Yeah,
Yep.
thank you,
Yep.
and thanks for
Hey.
everyone watching, and also congratulations to Ethmah. Just very well played. That was incredible. I've never seen the crow used so efficiently and so effectively just to neutralize me there. So yeah, well done.
Hurrah. All right, and let's bring Ethma. First off, congratulations, Ethma, on being the champion of the African Broadbill Challenge.
Yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, GG's to Swiftly. Very well played by him too. Yeah, thank you.
Now, when you were building out this grassland, because you saw that kingfisher go down, and we were both wondering, Smith and I, okay, is he going to develop a forest? Is he going to go into the wetlands? Because I think the pivotal point of the game was that you saw the American crow, the Alduin's gull, and the Australian ibis.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about your thoughts on why you decided to go crow and gull?
Yeah, so obviously I really wanted all 3 of those guys just because I had the omnivore bonus. But I noticed that Swifty had chosen the bush tit, and I was thinking I can't really let him have the goal because with the goal in the bush tit, his wetlands would have been a little bit strong. And I didn't really think he would take the ibis. I thought I could get away with playing the crow because the crow was definitely the top choice there, just because getting the necklace with the crow was really strong. And then I ended up going with the Adwin skull, and I was hoping to actually get the ibis later because I didn't think Swiftly would take it, but he ended up taking it, and it worked out for him. But then he didn't really manage to get a food source, which was unfortunate. But yeah, I wanted all 3, but what I got was still very good. So
Yeah, thanks for calling it Swiftly. That was probably the most effectively used quail, or not, sorry, or crow we've seen in quite some time. Just being able to use that as your food generation all game, and just being able to deny the kingfisher like that, I think really was what solidified that game. It's very very well done there.
Now
thank you.
we have to talk about that lapwing, because we don't often see a round for a lapwing. Tell us what you were thinking there.
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting play because the lapwing itself was actually only 4 points if you count like the 2 egg costs, since I was going to play a couple other wetland birds. But yeah, I calculated that if I had just laid eggs and done the whooping crane, and then I could have done a ryebill or a snowy owl. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's going to be more because laying eggs was like 7 points or whatever. And then I started to lay eggs, and then I noticed I actually had no egg slots left. So I was like, I guess I have to play a bird. And the lapwing ended up being the best choice because if I played any other bird, I wouldn't have had the food to play with my goldfinch. So I guess I thought I kind of had to play the lapwing, and it got me the ground nest. So I kind of thought it was an okay play for the egg slots. And then he of course got 6 food somehow, which is definitely overkill. I got some left over at the end, but it, that's better than nothing for sure. So.
Yep. Yeah, our quick mental math, if we did it right, we thought it was needed 4 food to make it work. And we were debating the probabilities, and then it rolled 6, and I was, well, that's all. That's all out the window.
Yeah.
That got plenty.
yeah, it was funny. Yeah, if I got less, I would have just played the whooping crane and then went eggs instead of playing the hummingbird.
Yep. Right, exactly. But
Well,
very interesting end game decision.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I liked for your final thoughts on the tournament as a whole. I know that this is probably one of the last Oceania only tournaments. Besides, I believe MLW is still hasn't finalized there. But what are your thoughts with everybody always said that Grasslands is dead. Meanwhile, this grand final showed us that whoever went Grasslands is who eventually won.
Yeah. So I think it's just the MLW, and then the BRB I think also has just Oceania left, I believe. Not 100% sure, but yeah.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll say I do think the Grasslands is a little bit underrated. The Oceania boards did not completely kill it by any means. So, like, I still think the eggs are pretty strong if you can get the foods or the cards like I did with the killdeer every game somehow. And I think that I like going the Grasslands still. Even with Asia, I've been doing it and it's been working all right.
All right. Well, that does it, folks. Again, congratulations, Ethmah, on a job well done. Congratulations, our newest tournament champion. Smith, thank you so much for commentating with me. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, thank you. Likewise, my first time, so appreciate you seeing me through.
Of course. And again, GG's everybody. More games, streaming games coming at you this week. So keep tuned in. And thanks so much for everybody joining in. And y'all have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Congratulations, Ethmah.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks for commentating.